स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयोः स्थित्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः। नमस्ते यतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारे। Respected monks and devotees, we all know that the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda being observed as National Youth Day every year since 1984. The topic of today's discussion is why Swami Vivekananda became an icon of youth. Our nation has produced so many saints and sages. Why Swami Vivekananda has taken as role model for youth? Why not others? A simple answer is, of course, great personalities also can be taken as role model, but unless an individual attune himself to their personality, it is difficult for them to become getting inspiration or become like them. But whereas Swami Vivekananda, his message, his life is universal. Anybody can take his inspiration and he can mold himself according to his. Therefore, Swami Vivekananda is an icon of youth. 9 years ago, Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission, our order, organized a Rath Yatra, installed a Swamiji statue, taking different parts of villages and towns across the country, commemorating Swami Vivekananda's birth anniversary of 150th birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda, organized. One of the villages I went along with Rath Yatra, accompanying the Rath Yatra. One village, just before entering that village, border of that village, he stopped at our Ratha. We are waiting for organizers to receive that Ratha. And usually when you go, any events take place in villages, first reaction comes from children. They express their excitement and curiosity. Among many children, one boy was staring at Swami Vivekananda's statue. A very interesting incident happened. I was there. Then he was staring at Swami Vivekananda's statue. I looked at him. After some time, I called him. Do you know who is he? Pointing out Swami Vivekananda's statue. I asked, yes, Swami Vivekananda. See, the boy is from village, studying hardly maybe 7th or 8th standard class. And coming from government school. How do you know? I asked. And the teacher taught in our school. Then I asked him, what do you know about him? What is he? Then he said, Swami Vivekananda is a great man, great saint. The next question was, I asked him, if he is great, what benefits you? I asked. If he is great, how we are going to get benefited from Swamiji's life? And his answer, very beautiful answer he gave, very interesting. The boy said, sir, Swami Vivekananda is great because he made us great. Not only that, when you see Swami Vivekananda's picture or read, we also feel a sense of greatness comes from us. we also get that sense comes. Very beautiful answer. That is the reason why Swami Vivekananda, the icon of truth. Without any effort, one can get inspiration. That is the reason why Swami Vivekananda became an icon of truth. Their personality can inspire millions of people from his life. Well, picture itself is this boy, you see, this boy only hardly 8th studying, 7th standard boy, studying in government school. There is no opportunity to study in depth for him. In spite of that, he is able to draw inspiration from Swami Vivekananda and just see the picture of Swami Vivekananda. That means what is the personality of Swami Vivekananda published. A similar incident happened, and it is quite different incident, happened in another school. During interaction with students, I was asked one question by one girl, Swamiji, why we should take only Swami Vivekananda as role model? Why can't we take Mirabai? I like Mirabai. I want to take Mirabai as a role model. Then she asked, why not? Definitely you can take. Definitely you can take Mirabai as a role model. But do you know what an amount of strength she had? Mirabai. It's not a joke to become like Mirabai. She completely surrendered herself to the Lord Shri Krishna. For that, how much strength she had. Completely forgetting this whole world. Completely dedicating herself to Lord Krishna. That means that amount of strength, renunciation. How much strength it is required. Therefore, if you read Swami Vivekananda, you can also become like Mirabai. I told you. You require strength to become like Mirabai. Swami Vivekananda can inspire, make great like Subhash Chandra Bose. Just yesterday we have celebrated 125th birth anniversary of Subhash Chandra Bose. So he inspired Subhash Chandra Bose. Swami Vivekananda can inspire a person like Shamshetji Tata, great industrialist. So whatever you want to become, if you just read the Swami Vivekananda, then he will become great. Whatever he wants, he can become. That is the reason why Swami Vivekananda became an icon of youth. So in any dimension, if you take any dimension of Swami Vivekananda will take, he inspires. You want to become, renounce everything and become like mendicant? Yes, you can get inspiration from Swami Vivekananda. If you want to become an industrialist, read Swami Vivekananda and then put whole idea and concentrate on that. One can achieve his goal. That is how Swami Vivekananda inspires. See this boy, how he got is by just seeing the picture of Swami Vivekananda. That is the reason why role model is required. Why we go to temple? What is the reason? To get inspiration from us, to instigate. It is already there inside us. So any idea, however good or however great, if it makes you weak, those ideas should be thrown away like a poison. Swami Vivekananda himself has said. Any ideas, if you make you strong, that should be taken as amrita, nectar. That is what Swami Vivekananda does. Swami Vivekananda is how his teachings and message will inspire, what it makes us great by instilling strength in us. That is the main thing it is required for every youth. Every youngsters, not only youngsters, every human being requires strength. Strength is, that is why Swami Vivekananda says, strength is the weakness is death. The moment you think you are weak, you are nobody in this world, Swami Vivekananda said. That is what Swami Vivekananda said. There is a courage and strength. There is one aspect of Swami Vivekananda, why Swami Vivekananda became an icon of youth. Is one aspect. Swamiji always says, have strength. We don't worship in any or in villages. They sacrifice only goats, sheep, not lion. Why? It doesn't mean that to sacrifice goat or sheep, that is not the meaning behind. The actual meaning behind that practice is that cowardliness, which is sheepliness, this cowardliness, that should be sacrificed in front of Divine Mother. That is what Swami Vivekananda said. That is the reason when Swami Vivekananda wanted to sacrifice during Durga Puja day in Velurmat. He said, I want to sacrifice goat. What is the reason? Though whole India, youngsters are sleeping, lazy, I want to awaken them. Of course, somehow by the intervention of Holy Mother, to stop. But the main reason is to awaken the people of India. For that required strength. That is the reason why Swami Vivekananda became an icon of youth. That's one aspect. The second aspect of Swami Vivekananda's youth, Vivekananda, icon of youth. Second aspect is Swami Vivekananda is very much particular about intellectual strength. Intellectual strength, what type of intellectual strength? You should know whatever you just to hear or read, just it doesn't mean that you have to accept everything. Analytical thinking should be there. You know, so as a young boy, Swami Vivekananda, in playing playing near the tree, one old man came, there is a Brahma Rakshasa sitting on there. Then all other friends ran away, but Swami Vivekananda did not run away from there. And waited whether it will come or not. Then other boys, then calling him, oh come back, Narayan. Then what he said, meaning so analytical, as a young boy, analytical thinking you see, we ought to imbibe in our life. What is that? What he said? Hey, if really Brahma Rakshasa is there, by this time you would have been killed by the Brahma Rakshasa. So many days you are playing here. See, this is analytical thinking. This is intellectual thinking. It is very much required. Something you read, something you listen, and immediately come to the conclusion without thinking. That is very dangerous thing. So Swami Vivekananda's intellectualism, it is not just information. And one more thing you have to understand in Swami Vivekananda's intellectualism, it is always backed by wisdom. Present day intellectualism, how it is, we see, if not all, 90% of people, intellectualism, their exposure of ignorance, embellished with flowery languages. That is not intellectualism. Intellectualism always should be backed by wisdom. If wisdom is not there, then just try intellectualism is disaster. Intellectualism without wisdom is disaster. Society requires not just intellectuals. Society requires wise people. So Swamiji's message and his quality of intellectualism, his quality of intelligence will make us wise. That is the reason. That is required for present society. Swami Vivekananda, everything he questioned, not because of he knows something to make others to know that I know something, to expose his intelligence. It was not his duty. It was his intention to show his intelligence. His intention is to know. He was a true seeker. That is why Swami Vivekananda, when he came to Sri Ramakrishna, have you seen God? Then whatever the reply answer from Sri Ramakrishna, but he did not conclude there itself. He was pondering and analyzing everything, thoroughly questioning, not because of he did not just denied his statement, not accepted as it is. Both you can see. Swami Vivekananda did not, as a narrator, did not deny Swami Sri Ramakrishna's statement or did not accept as it is. Analyzed. And finally, after getting his own experience, he came to the conclusion. That is how our intelligence should work. That was very much needed for this age. Among youngsters, this is very much needed. What we do, we know something, few informations, and we come to the conclusion, and we may create a problem in the society. That is a great danger in the society. That should not be happened. So for that reason, Swami Vivekananda's intelligence is based on wisdom. And not only that, Swami Vivekananda has a special quality. If anything is true, whatever he has understood, if something wrong in that, he is ready to change his opinion. That is the greatest of intellectuals, real intellectuals. See, once what happened very long ago, Swami Vivekananda and other their disciples visited some historical place. Along with Swami Vivekananda, other direct disciples like Latu Maharaj, Swami Adbhutan, one of the direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, also accompanied Swami Vivekananda. We visited that historical place. They were going observing some artifacts of old historical remnants. And one of the artifact, seeing that, Swami Vivekananda commented upon that artifact. This perhaps is not less than 1,000 years old. Just he commented like this. Immediately, Latu Maharaj, Swami Adbhutananda ji, Narayan, how do you say this? Say so? How do you know this? Then, Swami Vivekananda, that you cannot understand. Forget, it's not for you. Then immediately the answer came, immediately the reply came from Latu Maharaj, Adbhutananda ji. What, Narayan? You cannot make me understand fool like me. How can you make understand people in the society? What is the use of having so much of knowledge, he said. Then immediately that is the greatest Swami Vivekananda. Yes, Latu, you are right. What is the use of having so much of knowledge, so much of information without making understand other people? That is the greatness of Swami Vivekananda. That is the greatness we tell. Or whatever you get information, whatever you gather information, you should be able to convey to the society, convey to the people in proper way. So he is ready to change his opinion. that he is ready to accept if there is something wrong. That should be the real, true intellectual. The second aspect of Swami Vivekananda, why Swami Vivekananda became an icon of youth. So all these qualities are very much important. And finally, most important, all the teachings of Swami Vivekananda, message, life, rooted through Vedanta. Swamiji could be successful because he knew that he is divine. Swami Vivekananda wanted to teach unto the mankind their divinity, how to manifest every moment in their life. Because of that divinity in him, he was able to convince the society, he was able to convince all sections of the people. It was because he was successful, because of his infinite strength within him. He was not limited by his own body, his unlimited power within him, that he knew. That is spiritual strength. That strength is in everyone. That is Swami Vivekananda said, each soul is potentially divine. The goal is to manifest divinity within, Swamiji said. Reason is, if any man or woman, if they think they are Atman, they can become whatever they want, they can achieve. If a cobbler thinks he is an Atman, he can become better cobbler. A student thinks he is an Atman, he can become better student. That is the main strength of whole humanity. That reality one should know. Whatever it may be, whether you want to become a doctor or an engineer or anything, even ordinary worker, even ordinary sweeper, any work, but if you think that you are divine, you are the very same work, you will become great. Very same position, one can become great. This is the main strength. Of course, Swami Vivekananda, courage, and then good physique, and good intellectual, all types of knowledge he had. But above all, the greatest strength of Swami Vivekananda is he knew that he is Atma. He is divine. That is why Swamiji said each soul is potentially divine, the goal is to manifest divinity with him. That divinity should be manifested. I want to teach into the mankind their divinity every moment in their life. That is the main goal of my life. That's what Swami Vivekananda said. If they know their reality, what is their reality, then they can achieve. And these three aspects, courage, physical strength, is very much necessary. That's why you can understand Gita better by playing football. Swami, why he said, if you are not physically strong, you are not able to think also. That is the reason. First, be strong physically. Then intellectual strength. Intellectual strength is very much necessary. Otherwise, what will happen if you don't have intellectual strength without reasoning? Then we will be carried away by superstition and prejudice. And then more and more problem in the society. And above all, spiritual strength. These are the main three aspects. Three qualities. If any youth of this world, not only for India, whole world, if any individual imbibes these three qualities, he can build a great nation. If you want, can build a good society, healthy society. That is what Swami Vivekananda has done. Is a great contribution is, yes, Swamiji made this country great, made this country spiritually, took this great Sanatana Dharma to West. Everything is good. But what he has done for us, what he has given to us, what message he has given to us, as an Indian, he has given us that strength. Our strength of Indian youth is spirituality. Up India conquered by spirituality. That's what Swami Vivekananda said. You have to conquer the whole world through our spirituality. That should be that spirituality. Who can protect? That's who can preserve that spirituality and give it to the world. Again, our younger generation of this country. And for that required, materially we have to progress, no doubt. But one should not give up our real culture. We should not give up our self-confidence and self-respect. This is a very important thing. The most important thing is among youngsters for our country. Why Swami Vivekananda can make our youth? Because of so many years of slavery from the invaders, we have lost our respect. So that respect Swami Vivekananda brought us back. Self-respect, if there is no self-respect, if you don't have any respect for your own culture, that society is completely disaster. Any society. So we have to love your respect and respect others also. Don't feel inferior yourself. Another thing, Swami Vivekananda is this. Because all these ideas, I already told, Vedanta is the base for its teachings, Upanishads. What Upanishad says, Shunvanti Vishwe Amritasya Putraha Aye Dhamana Divyana. Oh, children of immortality, you are the children of immortality. All power is within you. Swamiji's most disliking word is one who considers himself sinner. That is the most disliking word. If whoever thinks he is a sinner is the greatest sin he is committing. Think you are the divine. That is what Upanishad says. That is the strength of our nation. That is the whole soul of our nation. Religion is backbone of our India, backbone of our countries. When Swami says, what is that religion? The religion is spirituality. That religion is divinity. To manifest that divinity within yourself and manifest the same divinity to across the world. That is what Swami Vivekananda became an icon of youth. So these three qualities will make this nation great, and then you'll be able to build a great nation. That is the reason. So I conclude this talk by invoking blessings of Swami Vivekananda. Make us great and as well as this nation. Thank you very much. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.